Hey, this is, what's up, Patriots? It's November 6th. This is J6 News Updates and Chat. And we're here to worship, or we're here to celebrate Eric Bochene's freedom. Happy freedom, Eric Bochene. Thanks for standing up for us on J6. And thanks for getting through what you did there. One of these days, this is all going to pan out, and it's all going to be okay. It's all going to be okay, Patriots. So as you can see, we got some mass chemtrailing going on today. Hey, Sherry. Hi, Julius. Hi, Bonnie. Yeah, we got some wild chemtrails going here. It's been going on for like an hour. Spraying up the sky. I'd rather have my God sky back. But no. And what is it that, why aren't we allowed to ask, like, what is this? Without people ridiculing us. What is this? It's crazy is what it is. Hi, Sylvia. All packed up for Branson. Oh, have a great time, silly. Clue us in who's streaming down there, too. And we'll see. Everything could fall in place tomorrow, but it's a 2-day drive away for me here. Have fun, though, man. Let's keep it going. Keep the patriotic spirit going. We had all kinds of flag waving going on this weekend. It was awesome. It was awesome. Yeah, it does look. I mean, if you wanted to make a wild looking, you know, Picasso sky, this is how to do it. But man, what is that? I remember Deb Vi. Hey, Birdie too. All day long air too. Yeah. Tell people to look up. I don't know. I've been telling people for years. They're finally starting to kind of go, yeah, what is that? Okay, looks like we got good network here. Let me know if the sound isn't too good. And I'll try to go. I got a little highway noise behind me, but we'll work through it. Forgot my reading glasses, but we'll get through this here. Freedom Corner last night, day 1023, I think it was, last night. And Dwight started it off with a really good prayer, man. They all gathered around. Dwight had everybody hold hands, and they played that song, "We Are Christians. They'll know we are Christians by our love." And like 2 or 3 verses of that in silence, and it was moving. And then Dwight gave a great prayer about unity and how we need to be united. And we saw what just happened in Washington, D.C. 3 days ago, where 30,000 people marched around the White House, threw things at the Secret Service, did all the things wrong that happened at like J6, and nobody got arrested. Not one. Not one. Somebody got arrested at a McDonald's for breaking a window a couple blocks away. But the video footage from that is pretty crazy, man. So I checked out a lot of that, and I'm just scratching my head. I'm infuriated. Like, why is the law applied differently to different groups of people? If you're MAGA, they're coming at you. They're going to hunt you down afterwards, too. If you're not MAGA, look what you get away with, you know? And it is all right to stand up and voice our opinions, but for crying out loud, there was not one American flag in there. And they all had Palestinian flags. They all got there on buses. Saw a guy do a video on the, he was standing by the J. Edgar Hoover building right there downtown, and there was all these tour buses. They let them park right in front of the FBI building, the J. Edgar Hoover building. No fooling. So here we are in the age of absurdity, living in America, 2-tiered justice system. And nobody's standing up and saying, hey, what's going on with that? So Dwight, thank you for your prayers, man. You got the right words that we need to hear right at the beginning of Freedom Corner. And unity was the word that we needed to hear. We got to pray that we are united, that we are not drawn into wickedness like the wicked are, that we walk through this time without becoming wicked, without becoming pulled to do wicked things. That's why we're peaceful. Man, we got a really good call from Brandon Fellows, one of my favorite J6ers, man. And Dead for Freedom put out a great short on it. Brandon is post-trial, pre-sentencing right now. And he said something about he has to fill out a pre-TSR report. And I may have misheard that. But he's been in jail for 28 months so far. He thinks the recommended sentencing is 19 to 24 months. But he thinks he's going to get 48 to 50, but he has to fill out this report before he does that, and he says there's mistakes all over it, all over it. No, I didn't see what Crowder put out there, Julius. I kind of lost touch with Steven Crowder. Haven't watched him in a while. So Brandon's going to ask for an extension of time so that he can correct all the mistakes that are in the paperwork before his sentencing is executed. And let's go, Brandon. Let's go, Brandon. Find all their mistakes. This could be the thing that trips them all up, man. You never know. God bless you, Brandon. Your attitude, your diligence, your wisdom, your tenacity is admirable. Admirable, man. So we're praying for you, Brandon Fellows. Keep at it, man. Brandon Fellows has just got to admit it, that J6 was the best day of his life. And it's amazing. That is amazing. He stood for his country. That is a good day in anybody's life, isn't it? So he's got to correct all these incorrect things in the paperwork, extension of time to prepare that paperwork. He says everybody he talks to is pissed off about their lawyers. Nobody is satisfied with how their lawyers represented them. Let's just look at this for a while. We can look at this, yeah, because it's just cool and the sun's going down and everything. Yeah, Lamont, I hope others follow it too. And there are others following it, for sure. A lot of the J6ers, Chris Quaglin. I mean, he is diligent with documenting what's going on. Look at that, man. We could play tic-tac-toe down there. So, and then Brandon Fellows also mentioned that he was prevented from presenting evidence in his trial. They just say, nope, you can't show that. And I don't know, if you're representing yourself and you think the jury needs to know about this stuff, then your rights have just been violated, that you cannot present the evidence that you need to present to prove your innocence. And I just don't get how that works in the courts at all. A BLM terrorist was sentenced to fraud. All right, well, there's a start. Is the house of cards coming down? Uh-oh, Owen Schroyer's in trouble now. Hi, Sylvia. Facing 30 days in solitary confinement. He must have done something or pissed off somebody. Okay, good news here, Shadow, thank you. Glenn Beck confirmed this morning that all J6 videos have been released to the blaze. All right, that's not what I heard this morning, but that's good news. And that's great on you, Mike Johnson, Speaker of the House. Right on, some action, finally, from our Republicans. That's awesome. That is awesome. Now, when can we get them, you know? Because I thought that was the case. But let's see what Steve Baker does with the blaze there. He's got something ready to roll out as soon as he can complete the rest of the videos that he needed to put in there. Okay, Julius, I knew that Owen Schroyer went into prison immediately and got into solitary, but I thought that was a normal protocol for COVID restrictions, I think. So they don't usually keep you in there for 30 days for a quarantine for COVID. Usually that's like a 7-day stay in quarantine. Okay, and in the meantime, some things that I haven't heard anything about is this Vitaly Goschenkowski, the deaf guy, who apparently doesn't have any, Goschenkowski got out. Is that what you're saying, Sunkist? All right, that would be good news. That would be good news. Yeah, MGB, they're firing up the COVID restrictions in the prisons now. Masks are showing up in a lot of places again. They're going to try to run that play again. Shadow, I saw the first 10 minutes of that. Yeah, that Steve Baker made too. It's been out for a little bit. Jeff Sable was cluing us into a website that had on it. Oh, Owen Schroyer. Okay, so Owen Schroyer got out of solitary. Okay. Yes, I heard this too. The Marines have canceled their birthday ball celebrations due to unforeseen commitments and the nature of their current missions. Here we go. They're getting ready. They're lining up for a war. Mickey and Nicole had some great talks last night. So check out Brandon Fellows' short from Deb for Freedom. And today's Mickey's birthday. That's right. Happy birthday, Mickey. Thanks for reminding me, Shadow. Mickey Wittenhoff's birthday is today. Ashley Babbitt's mother. God bless her. She is the nemesis of the whole J6 vigil at the jail thing. She's still there every night, another night in a row. One of the hardest workers on the corner, that's for sure. And then yesterday, her and Nicole gave some excellent little between the phone calls statements and stuff. And in fact, 1791 Stormtrooper did a short where Nicole and Mickey were talking about don't be distracted. It's time to unite. This whole thing just went down at the White House over the weekend, and we cannot be distracted over this. Don't be thinking, you know, these people hate Joe Biden too, so there could be something happening in the works here, but they're not going to let us go there and wave American flags with them. So I think we just kick back and watch what goes down with that. Yeah, happy birthday, Mickey. That's a fancy one. I like the little party horn and the heart, Lamont. Thank you for making it pretty for Mama Mickey. Yeah, Tina McCloy, how you doing? Yes, it is all a distraction. It is all a distraction. What matters is we get a fair election on 2024 and we get these J6ers out of prison. And then we can worry about that border, and then we worry about Joe Biden in office and all that. That's right, Shadow, they are. God bless our Freedom Corner warriors. Every night, doing it over and over. Set it up, tear it down. Awesome, awesome warriors down there. Mickey then on the short that Stormtrooper put out, 1791 Stormtrooper on YouTube and Rumble, put out, Mickey said that the hostile American hating crowd was surrounding the White House yesterday. And oh, everything we saw them do, put your hands on a fence, hey, that was a 5-year sentence for a J6er. Throw a stick at the cops over the fence, hey, that was 8 years for J6ers. How about throwing a water bottle at a cop, man? That was 5-6 years for a J6er. What's going on here? Two-tier justice system right in everyone's faces. Nobody can deny that that's happening. Nobody. And the fact that all these people were bussed in, I didn't see Americans in the crowd. I didn't see one American flag in the crowd. A lot of people with covered faces and masks. And some people in the chats on the videos I was watching saying, hey, I saw that guy down at the border. So Mickey was like, hey, America, get these videos, store them before they take them down, and let's start going through this and seeing who was in that crowd. Because there is a lot of good footage of that event right outside the White House. It was filmed to the max. The same people from the 2020 riots? Yeah. How about that? And they're calling for genocide, folks. From the river to the sea, Palestine will be free. Means wipe the Jews in Israel into the sea. Erase them. That is their government's stance. Yeah, that's right, Patricia. When are they going to go after the people that destroyed the area around the White House? They were just arresting people for the last 2 weeks for hanging signs on that fence. These people were climbing on that fence. There were hundreds and hundreds of signs on that fence. But all last 2 weeks, we just watched an abortion people get arrested there for putting a sign on that fence. Same thing. Buses in front of the FBI. Where were they going, man? Where'd they stay? Where did they go out to eat? I mean, we got to start watching this stuff. But nobody's going to be watching that in D.C. except Freedom Quarter Patriots. David went down there on Freedom Express Media and filmed the next day. Glory B was caught up in the crowd on the day that they happened. So Glory B's got some great stuff to watch there. They trashed it. They wrote all over statues and hung, posters. They made a real mess down there. They really made a mess. J6ers get decades in prison for that. These people can do whatever they want. Crazy, crazy. After that, Shane Jenkins called in. Dev for Freedom's got a short on Shane's phone call also. Way to go, Dev for Freedom. God bless you. Shane was waiting for his temperature check, so we all know that means that he's getting ready to be moved. They're going to put him on a bus and bring him somewhere. Not going to tell him. And in the meantime, one of Shane's kids is getting in trouble at home, and I know it's a hard thing to even talk about when you're in prison like that, but Shane and Tammy just kind of had a great conversation of what you do when the kids are messing up. 15-year-olds go through it. I know I went through it. I can't believe what I did when I was a 15-year-old, and I wish I could live those years back and make them better for my mom, my dad, but we're praying for your son there, Shane, and I know you are too. You're an awesome patriot, incredible believer. We're looking forward to standing behind you until you get out of that prison, and then we'll have to figure out where you're being taken to. And then Shane was just wondering, hey, how is it out there? And Tammy was like, yeah, there's no mosquitoes, and we don't need heaters yet, so it's pretty good. It's pretty good. And basically, Shane was saying, like, we're MAGA, we are getting attacked. We are getting attacked. Holy smokes, we have space battles going on now. Israel intercepts ballistic missile in space with aero defense system in first ever space combat. Wow, I gotta read that one. That's on Gateway Pundit. Gateway Pundit, folks. And then right after Shane was on there, somebody got into the chat. I was on Freedom Express Media last night and said, hey, Eric BOCHENE is on Freedom Express Rumble channel. So I quick went over there, figured out who he was in the Rumble channel, and just wished him happy freedom, Eric BOCHENE. And that was a cool thing about the network now. I mean, hey, Eric BOCHENE, the guy that just got out of prison 2 days ago, is over here in the chat on David's channel, man. Go check him out. And we hope you're making a good landing on this getting back out of prison. And there are organizations that can help you out, Eric, if you need be. Oh, wonderful. FBI spotted recruiting at Pride event in North Carolina. Oh my goodness. So here's what I see happening, folks. If we get in a war, they're going to reinstitute the draft. So maybe the younger kids might want to hear that, and they might start paying attention. Paying a little more attention to what's going on. Because of this recruiting problem that they're having. The military's been saying they've had recruiting problems for a long time. Now the FBI's having recruiting problems. Who would want to go work for the FBI at this point? After everything we just watched the FBI do and continue to do, and how stupid Eric Ray looks every time he gets on a subpoena stand with the committees and stuff, man. MGB, I heard about your flag wave too. That was awesome with Jay Jones down there, Texas. There was a bunch of them happening up here too, and I think we got something going here, and I'm gonna get in on one hopefully this week with Jamie Crow and Stu. So we'll see. All right, who's next here? Jeff Sable called in, and I gotta listen. I can't hear things unless it's with earbuds, you know. And hey, little doggy. And my earbuds malfunctioned. All right, you know, one earbud fell out and it like turned off while it was on the floor, and I just totally missed out on Jeff Sable's phone call there. But while Nicole was talking to Jeff Sable, then I could hear some of it. Nicole says that there's 16 states that are trying to keep Trump off of their ballots. So we're going to watch this whole thing play out for the next couple of months here, where courts and law enforcement is going to try to come in and tell Trump he can't run, he can't get on the ballot in their state. And we'll see where that leads. If that's what they want to do, we'll see where that leads. No, I didn't see that, Patricia. The kid who says he'll go to jail for 5 years and have all the freebies. Wow. Is that this guy's... Wow, is all I can say to that. Daniel Ball got on and had a really wild poem that these guys wrote in there. You want to look into the mind of a J6er sitting in prison unjustly, charged for crimes that they didn't do? Listen to the poem that they just wrote about a wind-powered airplane. I can't even get into it because you got to listen to the poem. But yeah, they're writing poetry in there. And then Jeff Sable got on with the biggest boast I've ever heard and said, Trump is going to win all 50 states. I like that attitude, Jeff. I like that attitude. And, you know, after we watch this shit show of court cases go on with Trump, the get him off the ballot push, he just might win all 50 states, man. I can't believe they're going down this route with him. The more they persecute him, the more every common American can just relate to the guy, because I'm paying $6.50 for a gallon of milk right now. Bills that normally cost me $400 or $500 a month are now costing me $800 a month just for food and gas in the truck, you know, and it's getting hard to bear. It's really getting hard to bear. It's definitely putting a crimp in our style, a crimp in our effectiveness to fight against this now. So we'll see where it goes. We've got a whole year. We got 1 year now. It was like a 1 year till election, 2 days ago, I think. Yesterday, maybe. All right. I was wondering about this. The Nashville Covenant School Trans Shooters Manifesto has been leaked. Why was it hidden? Why was it hidden in the first place? Way to go, Gateway Pundit. Putting out the reports that matter. Today, there was nothing in my newspaper, nothing about the 30,000 people that marched around the Washington White House in Washington. So totally, they might have spent a total of 40 or 50 words on that whole event. And look at all the issues around it, man. They're just ignoring it. Okay, and then at the end of the night, 1791 made a stormtrooper of Mickey that just had some things to say. And last night, they broke a little bit of tradition, and they did not sing the God Bless the USA song by that song we sang at the end of the night, every night, because of what Mickey was saying, how she just can't be proud to be an American anymore if Americans aren't going to stand up for their country. Everyone's laying down. So we need something to happen. Need something to happen. Yeah, silly. I remember being on the mall with Santa there. And yeah, some goofball would start yelling with a bullhorn at us. And next thing you know, we got 17 police cars and 3 fire engines. For what? For some big show. For some overtime grift that they had going on because we were there. So, yeah, there's your law enforcement for you. Getting tired of seeing the blue line flag, to tell you the truth. So they did not do the God Bless the USA song at the end. And instead, they gathered around, held hands, and had a moment of silence for America. And I think we're there. We're there now. I don't know if I'm flying the flag upside down yet, but we're at the point where, are we proud to be Americans if nobody's standing up? There's probably a total of about 300 people now that have been to the Freedom Corner, and they're the only ones I've seen ever stand up for this, other than the people in our chats. So there might be a network of 1,000 people now, and maybe 300 people that have stepped foot on Freedom Corner total, somewhere around there, every night in a row is making it happen. And that's the only people in America that are standing up against this tyranny. So everybody's scared or something. All right, a couple other news briefs here. What are we working on? 25 minutes so far. I don't know if y'all know a guy named Greg Phillips. Greg Phillips was in the early election fraud investigation in Arizona with Trump and Giuliani and that gal who they started up a True the Vote organization. He had a thing to say about an Alabama mayor. His name is Bubba Copeland. Was about to get arrested for apparently what they're reporting on. He was about to get arrested for possessing child porn on his computer. All right, and this Bubba Copeland came out and shot himself to death right in front of the cops as they were arresting him. And Greg Phillips is making us aware that that is not the story. It was not child pornography, that this guy was caught grooming and having sex with children, all right? Alabama mayor, a man in power, a man who has power, wielding that power to take advantage of kids and have his perverted lifestyle, and who knows what else he does there. So, killed himself, shot himself dead. And then I saw James Comer talking. He's on the heels of the Biden check information scandal, money laundering thing with the checks from Joe Biden's brother to Joe Biden. They got two checks now, a $40,000 loan repayment and a $200,000 check loan repayment. They are gathering all the receipts for those two things, which involves the money moving through several different shell companies and all these suspicious activity reports that have been coming in on the Bidens at a rate never before seen. All right, here's a good J6er video. Might want to start brushing up on things since it's all going to get into the news here. The Ray-Ups stormed the Capitol building. Baked Alaska filmed out there. So James Comer is saying that basically the whole way they've been investigating Joe Biden, the IRS, the DOJ, the Treasury Department, and the FBI have all obstructed and slow-walked every request for information that he put in. So these four organizations are covering for FJB. All payments were loans. There's no taxes on a loan like that. It's getting too dark for me to see. We're going to have to start doing this earlier, I think. And Hunter had lots of bank accounts. Comer says that in the very near future, about 24 subpoenas are going to be issued. So we'll be looking for that. I know I've been hearing Comer talking about this for months. So let's see if something finally happens about it. And that he believes that this was a very organized crime scheme. Okay, and then, all right, here's a couple other things. Some people in Twitter and leaving comments is, are we even going to fight the trans and the women's sports things when we don't see women standing up against it, okay? Where is the outrage from the women? This is their fight, really. And we're just not seeing people stand up. Are they scared? What's going on? What happened to Tyson? Tyson recalls tens of thousands of pounds of dinosaur-shaped chicken nuggets Ew. I know those things. Yeah, the kids love them, right? Yeah, you shouldn't be. You're right. Small water guy. The voice of reason there. So where are the women standing up for trans? How are they supposed to stand up? We'll see what they do. Somebody needs to stand up, and a lot of people have been standing up against it, though. Trump, especially. Let's try to not let Trump do all the heavy lifting here, huh? I think we could, like, jump in and make an issue of the trans and women's sports things. It's only logical. Okay, here's another thing to ponder on. Evidence is coming out that the Capitol Police knew something was going to happen on January 6th. They had prior intel going back up to 5 days before January 6th that was in. Trump was advised on that. He said, hey, get the National Guard in here. You're probably going to need it. There's going to be a bunch of people here. Nancy Pelosi vetoed that. Muriel Bowser vetoed that. And instead of and then Nancy goes out and hires a documentary crew to work with her that day. What does that smell like? What does that smell like? It's so obvious, America. All right, and then there's this talk about Trump going to visit Zelensky in Ukraine. Okay, can Trump get Zelensky to flip on Biden? That's what I'm wondering. Master negotiator. Zelensky made a comment. Trump's been making a comment for a year now that he could end the Ukraine thing in 24 hours. And I believe him. Zelensky made a comment where he could, if Trump came to Ukraine, he could end it in 24 minutes. So I don't know what that means. We'll see. It's all panning out. And then that's about it. And it's getting dark. Holy smokes, people. All right, 30 minutes. We got it down to a half hour now. We're going to have to get started earlier now, Patriots. Yeah, when Trump speaks, he's saying we. That's right. But at the same time, we can't let him do all the heavy lifting here, man. Where is the outrage? Where are the protests on trans sports? Why are women entering sporting events with trannies in it? I mean, you should just say no event. That would be the end of that. You could end this tomorrow, ladies. End it tomorrow. And we're trying to keep up the J6 battle. There's the border battle. And now we got these Hamas people standing up all over the place. We're in trouble, Patriots. Time to stand up, man. There's not going to be too much longer to dawdle around with this, man. So, all right, silly. We're going to get rolling it up here. Maybe MGB, the women aren't standing up, or the young ones and non-athletes. That's possible. I am not presently on my way to Branson right now, small water guy. I do have a part in the back of this car that's supposed to be able to fit my van, that might get my van on the road by tonight. So we'll see. I know the convoy isn't until Wednesday down there, right? Is what I heard. But I'm going to be looking for any live streamers broadcasting that. All right. There we got it, Patriots. I'll see you in the chats on Freedom Corner tonight. Have a wonderful day. God bless our Freedom Corner Patriots. God bless our J6ers in prison and their families and everybody that's stepping up to help them out with all our organizations that we got now in our network. And God's blessing on that Branson meeting, man. So it doesn't always have to happen in DC. Let's see it going on down there, paying tribute to our veterans around Branson, Missouri. So have a blessed evening. This is Jericho. Over and out.